Welcome everyone to Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. So today, the NFL schedule did come out, a few weeks ago now, and we are going to be giving our predictions. So I will go first because I don't think I have anything outlandish. There are a few outlandish takes in this video, so you are going to want to stay around. If you can do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and now we're going to get into it. So real quick here, I'm going to go on the AFC side of things, and we can go to the AFC North, where I have the Bengals winning the division. I think they get around 12 to 12, 13 wins, something like that. Then I have the Ravens in second, Steelers in third, and Browns in last place, but I don't think it's by a lot. I think the Browns will improve, but I don't know. I can see the Browns making the playoffs, and being a surprise team. Jaden has a strong opinion on the Browns that you guys are going to want to hear, so stay tuned. Now, moving on to the AFC East, I have the Bills still winning the division, but by one game. And then I have the Jets in second, the Dolphins in third, and then I have the Patriots in last. I do not think the Patriots are going to be good this year, and they may be getting a quarterback in the first round of the 2024 NFL draft. Now, moving on, we can go to the AFC West. I have the Chiefs winning the division, of course. Then I have the Chargers in second, Raiders in third, Broncos last, of course, at like 5-12, because do we really believe in Russell Wilson at this point? I don't think so. Now, moving on to the AFC South, I have the Jaguars winning the division again. And then in second place, this may seem like a hot take. It's not saying much, though, because this division is pretty bad. I have the Texans in second place. I think the Texans will slightly improve and get maybe 6 to 7 wins this year in this dreadful division. And then moving on, I also have the Titans in third place with the same record as the Texans. I had them both at 7-10, and then I have the Colts in last place at 5-12. I don't see the Colts winning that many football games. I just don't. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be a project this year. Now, I can see him working out more in year 2, but this is going to be a project with Anthony Richardson. Now, moving on to the NFC side of things, I have the San Francisco 49ers winning the division again. That's not a surprise. Then I have the Seahawks in second, Rams in third, and then the Cardinals dead last. I think the Cardinals are going to get the number 1 overall pick this year. That is my opinion. I think Kyler Murray, I think they're going to try to move Kyler Murray somehow and try to get a different quarterback, because the guy just likes to play Call of Duty all day. Right now, he's going to miss basically the first half of the season, too. I don't see them winning a lot of games. I had them at 2-15. I think they get 2 to 4 wins at most for the Cardinals, at most. And DeAndre Hopkins can still be traded, too, so we'll see. Next, we can go on to the NFC East. I have the Eagles winning the division again. I know you guys see the jerseys over there, but I'm not delusional. Now, in second place, but they have the same record as the team below them. I have the Cowboys in second place in the division with the Giants in third and Washington in last. They don't really have a clear-cut QB right now, and there's quite a few questions there. Now, we can move on to the Roderick's favorite division, the NFC North. Vikings win the division. I have them at 11-6. Vikings win the division. And then I have the Lions in second, Packers in third. The Packers are going to take a step down this year, even though they took one last year. Bears in last, but I think the Bears will improve as well. But I think they'll be a middle-of-the-road team, with them maybe taking a huge step forward the next year in 2024, where I can see them possibly making the playoffs. Now, moving on to, both South divisions are pretty terrible. I think those are the worst divisions in football. And I have the Saints slightly winning the division here. I didn't really know where to go with, with this division, because it's pretty bad. And then I have the Falcons. I have them at just a game under the Saints. And then the Panthers, and then the Bucks, because the Bucks have Baker Mayfield as QB right now, and I don't know if they're going to either trade some guys eventually at the trade deadline, or we don't know. And I can see them possibly trying to get a QB as well. So let me hear your guys' thoughts on my predictions.
I'll start it. I like it for the most part. I think that in the AFC South, I think every team in that division can be above 500. I think that they can all be good and have a shot at making the playoffs. I don't think they all are, but besides that, it was just pretty like nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. Just good predictions.
Yep. Now let's move to Roderick's predictions. Roderick, take it away. Let's hear it. Oh boy.
Okay, we'll start in the AFC. Seriously, no delusion yet. All right, we're gonna start in the AFC West. Chiefs 1, Chargers 2, Raiders 3, and Broncos 4. I'm not high on the Broncos. I want the Raiders to be good, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I think the Chargers and Chiefs both make the playoffs. AFC North, we're going to go Bengals 1, Ravens 2, Steelers 3, Browns 4. I think the Steelers can just maybe compete for a wild card spot, the 7th seed. I kind of like their team. I like how it's structured. Um, the Bengals will win that division. Obviously, the Ravens would be a close second. AFC East. Here comes the first hot take of many. Uh, the Jets are not making the playoffs. They're not finishing above 500. We're gonna go Bills, Dolphins, Jets at 8 and 9, and then the Dolphins at I mean not Dolphins, Patriots at something lower than that. AFC South, Jags, Houston, Indianapolis, Tennessee. The Jags won the division by a landslide. I hope to see something from the Colts and Texans from the quarterback side of the ball. I think that they have those two young guys and C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson. I hope that they can show something. Right. Moving on to the NFC, we'll start in the West. We'll go Niners and Seahawks making the playoffs. The National division is not really much to say there. The Rams and Cardinals are gonna suck. Um, that's about it. NFC, nah, I said divisions for last. NFC South, we'll go. Hmm, I'll go with the Saints. Originally, I had the Buccaneers, but I'll go with the Saints. I think that the Falcons can make some noise in that division. They have a lot of new pieces. They got Jesse Bates on that defense, and with AJ Terrell, I think they can make some noise possibly. NFC East. My soft spot for the Washington Commanders will not reign over me here. I'm gonna go Eagles, Dallas, New York. I think the top three teams make the playoffs in that division. Washington will be competitive though. Like, don't sleep on them. They've always been a team that's like found a way to beat good teams, like the Steelers back in the COVID season and the Eagles last year. So don't sleep on them. Then for the NFC North, the Vikings are winning that. Not really much else to say there. The Lions will come in a second. I don't think it'll be close. Like the Vikings are gonna sweep their division this year. I mean, we'll start with that, and then we'll go we'll go Packers and then Bears. The Bears aren't there yet, but they'll be fighting at the bottom. So those are my takes. You know, let me know. Let me know.
Okay, I'll go first. Let's see. I don't sweeping your division is a little much, buddy. But okay, all right. You had the Chiefs winning, Chargers. Okay, AFC North was good. Okay, but the one I want to get to here is the Jets. Okay, Roger. Okay, can you give me the reason why you don't think the Jets are making the playoffs?
Watching Aaron Rodgers last year, that he gives me no confidence that anything's going to change. His receivers aren't top notch. I'd argue that honestly, who does he have here? Garrett Wilson. Okay, that might be an upgrade. He's still throwing to Alan Lazar. Still throwing to Elijah Moore, who's okay. Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzoma. Like these aren't great weapons here, and it's not that much of an improvement from Green Bay. The O line is a little bit worse in my opinion because Makai Becton he's going to get hurt in about I don't know the second week of the preseason. Then the defense, okay, the defense is good, but they're not. They don't make the playoffs in my mind. Like look at the schedule. There's a lot of games that like okay they might be in it, but I don't think they're going to win the games. Like I don't see them beating the Bills. I don't see them beating the Dolphins. The Patriots, okay. But besides that, like the Jets aren't a top 7 team in the AFC, and that's just what it comes down to.
Can I put my
So
input onto that?
now let me finish right quick. He's not going to elevate this team, and we've seen it with other quarterbacks. He is going to be, I don't want to say as bad as Russell Wilson, but he's going to be on that type of just, he's not getting it done. Leave it at that. He's not going to get it done.
My input on that Jets situation, I feel like he's gonna come in and be like Tom Brady. If you
Oh
look at
my
that team,
gosh. Goodness gracious sakes alive. Ooh.
Go
if
ahead,
you
Jay. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
if you
Go
look at this team, right? Let's be realistic. The Jets could have made the playoffs last year. They had a horrible quarterback play. They could not do anything. They were very close to making the playoffs, and they couldn't do nothing with that quarterback. Now going into this year, you have more weapons. You know, you have McCole Hardman, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard is not really a big weapon, but he's one of those guys that's going to help you. I know I'm missing one of the receivers. Oh, Corey Davis is he's not that bad. He's a good receiver. He's an okay receiver. Um, you still got two good tight ends, blocking and passing. The O line isn't the best. Yes, that is very true. But I feel like you do have Brees Hall, so that really would take away some of the pressure when you're running the ball a lot because they're more of run heavy offense. Um, their defense did beat the Bills once. They did beat Miami once, and that was with their backup quarterback. Now they didn't beat New England because they every time they versus New England they had Wilson in there, Jack Wilson. So that's out of the picture there. I really can't count those games because you had horrible quarterback play in there. So I feel like they would make the playoffs, even though they have a harder schedule this year. They're versus more harder, difficult teams, but you have a quarterback who has more experience and has all these weapons that he can feed from. When you look at Green Bay, you didn't really have any of that. I mean, you have Alan Lazard, and then you have Christian Watson, and who was that other guy that got hurt? Dobbs or something? I forgot his name. He got hurt in the middle of the season, so he didn't really
You
have a
talking
lot
about
of
Brees
weapons when you.
Hall?
Oh yeah, that's his name, right?
Hmm.
Um, so he didn't really have a lot of weapons in Green Bay. If you really think about it, the
I
defensive
think
pl-
he had better weapons. I think he had better weapons. You
in
have a way
Green
better
Bay when
offense.
you only have Alan
You have a
Lazard.
better offensive. You have a better offensive line. You have an equal tight end. You have a dual threat running situation. Um, I mean, I don't know what more you want. Like the running
I
game is
mean,
comparable. The
they
offensive
don't
line is
have
better.
their
The
defense.
coaching is better.
I feel like you're like over here saying that because you look at Russell Wilson. That's one situation. You can't look
I'm
at the
not
Russell
comparing it
Wilson.
to him.
No,
I'm
no, I'm
not
not saying that,
comparing
but
it to
I'm
him.
saying you're looking at that situation and comparing it to the Jets because
No, I saw Aaron Rodgers play football last year. He's not as good as
and
y'all
Aaron
think he
Rodgers
still
didn't.
is.
Okay, if we want to talk about that, right? If we really want to bring this up, their defense was not that good last year. Green
Who?
Bay's defense was not that good.
What are you talking about?
Am I lying?
No, 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 no. Yes, you are lying. The Packers have arguably a top, I say
They only
6
have
to 7 defense.
Zaire
What do you mean they
Alexander.
only have? Did Kenny Clark pass away? Did I miss that
What did Kenny
news?
Clark do last year that
Look up
was really
look up Kenny
memorable?
Clark. Look up Kenny Clark and let me know what you find about him.
But what did he
Please.
do that was memorable? What did he really
What
do?
did Kenny Clark
Okay,
do?
and
Kenny
then
Clark
I
is the
want you to look
second
at the
best defensive
last
tackle
game
in
of
the.
the season. I want you to look at the last game of the season, right? And look at that defense.
Oh,
Look
where
at
Aaron
that
Rodgers threw,
defense.
threw, threw 3 picks that
That
game?
doesn't matter your defense.
Oh,
No matter
against the
what
Lions
happens,
defense,
no matter
against
what
one of the
happens,
bottom defenses in the league. He threw three
the
picks.
Lions were doing better than the Packers last year. If we're
Their
being
defense was still
realistic,
abysmal. Their defense was still abysmal.
their defense. All right,
What?
whatever you want to say, whatever you want to
What?
say. I feel like their defense
The
wasn't that
bottom
bad.
line is Aaron Rodgers lost to the Lions twice last year. That's the bottom line.
Okay, but he lost because he has no offensive weapons.
No offensive
He only
weapons.
has one. He only has two offensive weapons.
No. He threw several picks in both games.
Okay,
Several picks in both games.
okay. So I want you to think about how he only has really one good weapon. You have a rookie receiver,
What do you mean
and
one good weapon? What do you mean Christian Watson is a I hate the guy,
he's
but
a
he's a good
rookie
weapon.
receiver.
Robert Tunyon, I hate the guy, but he's a good receiver. He's a good option. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. with a great offensive line and a great offensive mind with Matt LaFleur.
And
Like, I
what
hate
did
all these
that do
people.
anything last year? What did that do
No, it's
last
not
year?
going to do anything in New York. It's the
Yes, it
same
is. You
situation.
have you
It's
have
the
you have a
same
better
situation.
situation. You have a
How?
coach that understands
What
it
do the
more.
Jets have the Packers don't
The
from
Jets
last
have
year?
the Jets have better weapons than the Packers.
Better
They have
weapons.
better
Who's
Wait,
better?
receivers.
wait. And the Jets had a better defense than the Packers
I'm
last year.
not doubting that, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
where they were like a top
the
five
defenses
defense
are
last year.
comparable. The defenses are comparable, and the offensive weapons are comparable too. The only difference I see here
If
is
we
coaching.
really want to bring up film from the Jets last year to
Oh
the
my
Packers film,
gosh.
the Jets really was there last year. Sauce Gardner was a lockdown corner,
Yeah,
right?
he
You
was
had
holding
DJ
JJ
Reed.
Jettis.
You
Yeah,
had
holding
DJ.
JJ Jettis. Three
You had
penalties, one
you
game.
had DJ Reed on the other side of the ball,
He
right?
got cooked by JJ Jettis.
That why are you bringing up the? I'm talking about in the season in
I'm
general,
sorry.
bro.
It's just fun to
And
bring
you
up. I'm
acting like
sorry.
the Packers didn't get cooked by Zay Jettis. He's one of the
They
he's
did
arguably
not.
one of the
He did.
best receivers in the NFL. Am I wrong?
Definitely not. He is
Okay
the
then. So
best.
why if you want to really compare that, every team got cooked by Zay Jettis. Let's be real. Anyways, getting back to the point of the matter is
Foster,
that
shut up.
Well, you're going
getting
that
back to
one
the
game except against Jair Alexander.
Shut up.
getting back to the
Go
point
on, go
though.
on, go on.
Getting back to the point though. Um, that Jets defense is younger, faster. All right, and your head coach is defensive minded. No matter what, you can I mean that could be a bad thing, but you have a coach that's defensive minded that helps you winning championships. Defense wins
Okay, here's the thing
championships,
though. Here's the thing
and
though. And
and
listen to me right quick. Listen to me right quick. Let me just defute that point. The reason the Packers did not win games last year, just like every other team, is they scored less points than their opponent. The Packers defense was keeping them in games.
they
The
did
Jets
not keep
defense
them
was
in any
keeping them in
game.
game.
The Jets. I want you to think about this, right? I really do want you to think about this. The Jets have a younger team, right? The Jets are coming off arguably one of their best seasons since 2015, right? And they didn't even make the playoffs. And they had a horrible quarterback.
My thing is,
They
I'm
had a
trying to tell
horrible.
you,
Let's look at
understand
let's
this.
like let's look at let's
Jaden,
look at
Jaden,
Seattle.
Jaden, you
Let's look at
lose a game
Seattle.
because you score less points than your opponent. The Packers defense kept them in
The
countless games
Packers
throughout the
defense
season.
didn't do anything. The
Oh
Packers
my
defense
gosh.
was basically giving
You
up
know
points every
so
week.
little
Their
about the
offense,
NFC.
their
It's crazy.
offense, their offense. What weapons do you have besides Allen Lazard and Christian Watson? You're telling me, oh,
Aaron
Robert Tunyon,
Jones, Aaron Jones,
Aaron
AJ
Jones,
Dillon,
yes, okay,
Robert
whatever,
Dillon.
but you can't run the ball every game. Every game,
It
you have to
worked.
switch
The
it up.
Packers had one of the best running offenses in the league last
And what
year.
did that do for them? And what did that
Nothing
do for
because their
them?
quarterback sucks.
Their quarterback doesn't suck. You don't have no weapons for him to throw to. Alan Lazard is a mid receiver. He's not the best
If
receiver in
he's
the
mid,
league
then why did he want him back in New York?
because he needs
If
somebody
Randall
he
Cobb was so
knows.
bad,
It's like
he needs
Randall
somebody he
Cobb.
knows.
These are not top guys. We both know this. We all know this. These are not the top guys in the league. These are not top receivers. Garrett Wilson is coming off a
Exactly. They're
year
not top
offensive player of the
receivers.
year. You got
Oh my
McCole Hardman. He's
gosh.
coming off a Super Bowl. So I
McCole
want you to
Hardman.
really think
McCole
about
Hardman has had Patrick Mahomes throwing to him his whole life.
okay, and and
What you mean and? It's Patrick
what does that
Mahomes.
matter? Does that matter?
With Travis Kelsey getting double teamed every play. What are you
Okay,
talking
but
about?
that's McCole Hardman. He was still playing with Tyreek Hill, still getting the ball open and making plays, wasn't he?
Because
Okay, then. Am I
everybody else,
wrong or am I right?
Tyreek Hill was getting double teamed. Travis Kelsey was getting double teamed. You're the
But
third option on the
he's still
team.
making plays. He's
I
still making
guess,
last year he
man.
was
I
still
guess,
making plays
bro.
without Tyreek Hill.
I
You could
guess,
put
bro.
Travis Kelsey in an equation, but he's still making plays, wasn't he?
He
Okay
was
then.
still the third option
We
on
even
that
made
team.
before this, I'm a Chiefs fan, and before he even made the trade for Kadarius Tony, he was making plays.
I guess, man. I
But
guess.
since you know so much,
I'd make plays with Patrick Mahomes. All right, I'd do it.
whoa.
Goodness gracious.
Getting back to the Jets situation, though. Getting back to the Jets situation,
Uh-huh.
they're going to be number 2 in their division. I feel like
Yeah. No,
they
no,
beat
bro.
Miami
No,
last year. They
no,
beat
bro.
Miami last year.
Bro, Tua had spaghetti in his brain, bro. Come on, what are you talking
Tua
about?
got hurt in that game.
Tua had scrambled eggs in his brain,
Oh
bro.
my
What do you mean,
gosh,
bro?
is that
Okay. Jaden, let's have you expand more on your prediction. So go ahead, give me the full
well?
rundown.
I can't give the division, but I can give the conference because the website is messing up. So I didn't get to get the division, but I have the conference. I have the conference C's. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Um, Number one, I have the Bills. Two, the Browns are going 14-3. Right. Here's my reason why,
No,
and
no,
this is
don't give it yet. Don't give it yet. List your predictions.
all right. All right.
And
I'll
then
finish it. I'll finish it up to like 8. Um, 3, I have the Chiefs at going 12-5. 4, I have Jacksonville Jaguars going 10-7. Bengals going 13-4. Um, and Baltimore going 13-4. Jets going 13-4, and Miami going 11-6. Chargers Chargers going 9-8. The reason, okay, I'm gonna give you the rundown of these teams, and I'm gonna give you the all right. First reason for the Browns, they're gonna have a great defense next year. Um, Even though this year they weren't the best team, but if you look at the Browns, they've made some great moves in the offseason. They have two great receivers in Amari Cooper and in Elijah Moore. They have David Njoku. Their offensive
Elijah
line.
Moore. Elijah
Elijah
Moore.
before Garrett Wilson was drafted, Elijah Moore was carrying that offensive receiving core for the Jets. Tell me I'm wrong.
On what team? The Browns or the Jets?
The Jets. He
You
was
just said you're
carrying
talking
them.
about the
But
Browns.
I know, but I'm saying you're saying Elijah Moore, like Elijah Moore is bad. He's not a bad receiver,
well,
right?
Elijah
No.
Moore, just to
Do,
give
do,
his stats here,
Give his
last
stats from his rookie year.
from his rookie
no,
year.
no, 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 no. Let's go
Because
from
you
his
can't
most
give
recent
last year
year.
because you got to sit
Oh,
here and
he's still pretty mid either way when you look at it. You can go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to take a screenshot of the stats. So just go ahead. Just give me the other reasons. It's fine. Just
the
go ahead.
other reasons I have the Browns going 14-3 is because their defense is going to be solid this year. I feel like they have a better defense than they did last year. You get rid of Jadeveon Clowney, you get in Jadarius Smith. He was a big factor for the Vikings last year,
He's
and
not.
you
He's
know
not
it
doing what
too.
he did
You
last
know
year.
it too. Don't
He's
sit
not.
here.
He's not doing what he did last year. If
Yes,
you
he
look at his
is.
season, he had majority, if not every single one of his sacks in the first half of the year. Then he
Mhm.
was hampered by injuries in the second half of the year, and he did absolutely nothing in the
But
second
he
half of
still
the
made
year.
pressure. You gotta think
I
about it
I guess, man,
on a
pressure,
defensive
man.
side of the
We,
ball.
we, we give we
I
give
will
out
tell you
money for
something that
pressures,
because you
bro.
don't play football, you play baseball.
I
So I'll
guess,
tell you something
man.
that's facts.
All right,
Right
I
now,
guess,
the reason
I
I'm gonna
guess,
say
man.
this right now to you, right, is because as a defensive mind player, once once
You literally play tight end.
they
What are you
figure out
talking
I
about?
play defense,
You were on an 0-8 football team. Talking about you know more football than me.
and
You
you're
did
on
not win a
JV
singular
baseball,
game last
and you're
year.
on JV baseball,
Let's
You're
not.
on the worst varsity football team in America, bro.
Let's not.
and you're on JV baseball,
I
Let's not.
guess,
Let's
bro. I
not bring up
guess.
and
friendly
you know so
sports.
much about football though.
I know more than you. I'm
No, you
sorry.
don't.
Oh.
Have you played the sport? Have you ever got tackled?
That does not mean
Even I
anything.
played
There are scouts and analysts who know
No,
more than you. They have not
no.
played a down football in their life.
There's scouts that have played football. What are you talking
Okay, but
about?
there's scouts who have not played a down in football in their life, and they know
But you
infinitely more
singularly
knowledge
you
than
know
you.
more than me. Obviously, you obviously know more than
Yes,
me. Yes.
clearly.
Well,
I don't know when
you're
I've made it. When I made
you're a
like
Vikings
a
fan, so
statement,
you definitely
and
know
it's
more
been
than me.
wrong. When
So
I've been
now,
serious.
well, okay,
All
whatever you
right, bro.
say, whatever you say.
Talking about the
Anyways,
Browns
getting
gonna go
back to the
14
point
and
of the
three,
matter
bro.
is right. When you look at Jadarius Smith, right, the reason that he wasn't putting up those numbers in the second half of the season is because once teams figure out that you're disrupting the ball and you're the X factor of that defense, they're going to start double teaming you. They're going to start making up packages to stop you from getting to the quarterback, right? And that's a fact. Tell me I'm
Okay,
wrong right here. Tell me I'm
you're
wrong.
not. That's common sense.
Okay,
So
it's
are they
common
gonna
sense,
stop? Are they gonna
but
no?
so
Okay, okay, but are they gonna stop double
it's
teaming him?
harder
Are they
for
gonna
him
stop double teaming
it's
him?
harder for him to even get in the backfield. But that opens up the defensive line for the rest of the guys on the defensive line. That opens up
I
it
guess,
opens it up
bro.
more. You can't sit here. You guess, but you know it. But I'm saying,
Darius Smith is gonna have less than
then
six sacks this
you
year.
have Darius Smith and Miles Garrett on the same team. Let's look at that, right? Let's look at that. That's crazy. I don't even need to go through the rest of the defensive line. You still have Denzel Ward. He's a great corner. You still got
He had
you
a
still
horrible year last year.
he had a horrible year last year. Okay, whatever. But you're sitting here as a corner, right? Right, and you're a corner. Basically, you're playing defense. You're locking them down. Your defensive line isn't really doing nothing. They're not getting back
He
there.
had Miles Garrett. He had Miles Garrett.
Okay,
What are you talking
bro.
about?
That's Miles. Is Miles Garrett really doing anything against like 3 linemen? I'm serious.
bro,
Look, cause look, I
bro,
watched the Browns game.
bro,
They kept their tight end in. They
bro,
kept their tight end in. They kept their tight
bro,
end in. They kept their
bro.
tight
Russell,
end in.
how many sacks did Miles Garrett have last year?
Let's look. Let's look. He had 16 sacks last year.
How many pressures did he have last year, Russell? If you can
Well,
figure that out
well,
it's
first thing
okay if
first,
you can't.
he had 60 combined tackles. We can look at that. QB
That's all
hits.
run.
QB hits. He had 26 QB hits.
20. Oh my gosh.
So I mean, you can. I'll look for the pressures, but you can, take them back.
So the point is, a buddy had 16 sacks. I'm pretty sure pressure was not an issue for him. Denzel
But
Ward
you
was
have
getting
so
cooked last
that's
year.
over the season.
Oh yes, everything is over a
Yeah,
season.
exactly. But it's not.
Oh,
One game makes a
oh.
difference. One game makes a difference.
One game makes it. He had 16 sacks in a 17-game season. What are you talking about?
One game makes
He's
a
averaging
difference for
almost
him.
a sack. He's almost averaging almost a sack per
One
game.
game makes a difference, bro. I'm
What do you
telling you
mean
that right
one
now.
game makes a difference?
You're sitting here telling me that Denzel Ward is not a good corner. Denzel Ward is
I'm
a good
not
corner.
saying that, but I'm saying he had a down year. Right? He's like a
He had a down
shutdown
year, but he's
corner.
gonna bounce back. I,
Why?
every
Why is he gonna bounce? Why is he gonna bounce back?
bro,
Why?
every NFL player has a down year. There's
Every
not one
NFL player
single
has a
player in the
down
NFL
year.
that doesn't have a down year. Russell,
Yeah,
am I wrong?
yeah, yeah.
Russell, am I
Patrick
wrong?
Mahomes, he
No,
passed away.
no,
Goodness
no.
gracious.
But even he can he can throw a lot of picks.
Last
I think that's what Jaden's basically.
and then what was it the year before? We started off the season horrible. We played Tennessee. Tennessee did us dirty. He
That
was
is a
having a
team. That is a team
but he
accomplishment and
had
a
how
team
many picks he
effort.
threw that game? Like 3 or 2 picks, something like that. Something crazy like that, right? Whatever.
It's one
Any
thing to
player
throw one.
any
It's one thing to
player
throw
can
one
have a
pick or two
down
picks
year,
on
bro.
20
That's literally
passes.
how it works. That's
Okay,
literally
and
how it works.
I just asked you why is he going to bounce back, and what did you say?
Because every player is going to bounce back. He's gonna look at what he did
What is
wrong and
making
he's
you
gonna
that
correct it.
besides the fact that you think that every player
Oh,
will or
hey,
should bounce back?
I think I've been doing a little research while you guys have been arguing. I think their new defensive coordinator, to Jaden's credit here, he didn't bring it up,
I was
but
gonna bring that up
they
later.
hired Jim Schwartz. He has like 30 years of NFL experience. And I think Denzel Ward can benefit from this experience and possibly bounce back. I think he can learn to get some more, create more havoc, in zone. I think he's really good at man. Like we know that Denzel Ward, he's good at man. And I think with Schwartz, that's part of his scheme. So I think this is a really good scheme fit for Denzel Ward. So just to Jaden's credit there.
The that's I was gonna bring that up later, and I was gonna say that their defense that they were playing last year wasn't probably fitting him. You never know. Players they don't. Not every player can fit into a defense, and that's a
You
fact.
just said he's a man-to-man cornerback.
No, but I'm saying whatever their defensive scheme was last year, it might have been different. He probably wasn't
How many
doing that
times
good.
is your number one cornerback going to be playing zone defense?
Sauce Gardner was playing zone defense half of the time last year.
Who is Charles Gardner, bro?
Sauce Gardner.
He
Sauce Gardner.
sets us.
Charles. Oh, I heard Charles this weekend. Anyways, your shutdown cornerback should be playing man defense. Jalen Ramsey does not play zone defense.
I'm not saying
Jair
I'm not,
Alexander
but
does not
every
play
player,
zone defense.
every defensive coordinator is different, bro. That's
It
why.
doesn't take a genius to put Denzel Ward on the best receiver on the other team every single play.
Well, the defensive coordinator wasn't thinking about that last year,
So
obviously.
I know more about. Okay,
All
thank
right,
you. Glad we can
whatever,
clear that up.
whatever. Anyways, going to look at the Chargers now. Have them as 9-8. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like the Chargers are gonna have the best year. I mean, 9-8 is pushing it. I don't think they're like actually going nine and
Pushing
eight.
it, pushing it.
I feel like they're like I'm saying. I don't think they'll do that bad. Like I feel like they'll probably win at least 10 games, probably 10, 11 games. But I don't think they'll have a great season. They're not going to be like that good of a team that they were last year. We saw what happened when they versed Jacksonville in the first round, and they gave up what was the lead? They had what 30? It was like a 30 lead or something like that.
Wasn't it 20-3? Am I
I don't
tweaking?
remember. I don't remember, bro. I know it's something crazy though, and they got and Jacksonville somehow came back and won.
It was a 27 point.
27-point lead. But I just don't feel like they're really a defense that's connected. Like I don't feel like the scheme fits everybody.
Why?
Well, isn't it? It's Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. I don't know. I just don't feel like that's. I don't know. I just don't feel like the scheme fits everybody.
I
You
don't
got
know.
Derwin James.
I don't know.
I wasn't finished. You got Derwin James. Who's that corner? Sante Samuel, right?
You're
There.
getting
That's like
J.C.
the
Jackson back, who didn't play a down of football last year because he was hurt.
who? Sante Samuel.
J.C. Jackson.
I
He didn't
wasn't.
play. He didn't play last year because he was hurt.
I thought he played. I thought he played in a one game. I thought he played
No,
one game.
well, he might have, but he didn't play many games, if he
Yeah,
did at all.
but they didn't really have that big um defensive presence. I mean, in Derwin James they did. Derwin James really showed up last year when coming off those injuries. But this year it could be different. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that they'll definitely like be a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but I feel like they're not going to be the best team looking at last year, and they still have the same head coach. Like he's not the greatest head coach. We all know this. I feel like they should have fired him and got a better head coach because there's no way you should be giving up a 27-point lead in the playoffs. And I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. That's my take on the Chargers. I'm not going to say anything else really.
I think that's reasonable in a sense from what you said. I think too that I think I still have them making the playoffs at 10-7,
Mhm.
but I think they could definitely take a step back. Like I can see that. They also like we can bring up Kellen Moore as the new offensive coordinator. You know,
We already know what he's about.
we know in big games with the Cowboys.
Ezekiel Elliott, go to center. All right.
In big games, it's not, But I think the Chargers, when you look at the over/under for them too, I'm pretty sure it's listed at about 9.5, and their schedule is probably the strength of schedule I think is at 12. So I think it's still doable. I think they'll go 10-7. I think they'll squeak into the playoffs, but I can see where Jaden's coming from in the sense of they may not have the best season, but I still think they'll be good enough to make the playoffs because they still have like some winnable games in there. You're gonna face off against let's see here. Yeah, obviously, I think they split with the Chiefs. I think they're gonna split with the Chiefs.
I feel like it's not. This is not just. I'm not saying this team, but I'm saying in general. Like I feel like the Chargers somehow figure out a way like to mess up. It's over the years. If you look at it, like they've always figured out a way to mess up. It's
What
not
about the
saying,
Browns?
huh?
Them too.
What about the Browns?
I mean, the Browns had what two? No, I would say one good season really. That playoff season. That would really be their
They
only.
had one good year since they came back to Cleveland.
Yeah,
One.
but it could be different. You never know. They have a better
But
defense coordinator.
it could be different.
That's
Why
not the
isn't that same
Chargers.
logic
The
okay? But why isn't that
Chargers,
same
but
logic
the
being applied
Chargers
to the
always find a
Chargers?
way to mess up. No
So are the
matter.
Browns.
But
The
I'm
Browns
talking
are the
about in the
king of doing that.
playoffs. I'm right now. I'm talking about making it to the playoffs. When they get to the playoffs, they're gonna mess up somehow. Am I wrong about that? When they have
That's
Philip
one
Rivers.
thing. But you said they're going to go 9-8. That's not making the playoffs in
I
my
literally
mind.
just said
So
before that I don't think they'll do that bad. I think they'll do better than that. Probably they'll probably go
that's
10-7.
mhm.
All right, is that it, guys? Is that it?
Yeah. I just want to say his logic is a little fleeting because it's not. It's very contradicting. And it's not making a lot of sense. But I mean that's his opinion.
Jaden, do you have a response to that?
The reason I put the Browns at 14-3, their schedule's not that crazy. The schedule's not that crazy. They have a lot of winnable games if they actually like really stick together as a team. They could be better than last year, and they have a quarterback that's better, obviously, than Jacoby Brissett.
Besides Marauder. Sorry. I had a cough in
Yeah, with Deshaun, Bill Cosby, Watson. We'll see. We'll see with him. He wasn't great too in some of the games that he played in, but maybe, he has a full year now. I can see them squeaking into the playoffs. So I have them at only losing 3 games. Definitely not. But can I see them at 10-7 and surprise people? Maybe 11-6, maybe.
That's their ceiling to me.
But I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
14
know.
though, that's a little much.
I feel like the that quarterback play is kind of it's kind of weird. You don't know where you're gonna get from Deshaun Watson. You really don't.
So how are you predicting them to go 14-3?
I'm
This
s-
is what I'm talking about, Jaden. These things aren't making sense.
I'm saying I'm saying in half of the games he messed up a lot, and because he didn't have that full season, right? So if he comes back, he's probably more adjusted. He's probably more a little bit better, but you don't really know. But looking on paper, I feel like they'll do good. That's how I feel looking on paper.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, everyone. This was one of the longer videos we had in a long time. I hope you all enjoyed the argument between Roderick and Jaden because, like I said, they both have their own hot takes. You know, some are a little unreasonable from both of them. I will admit, but who knows? Anything could happen in the NFL, and that is why we play the games. So we may look at this video and some of Jaden's, as what we deem outlandish takes could be right. Some of Roderick's, what we deem as outlandish takes, could be right because Roderick, mind you, before we even started this, he did say the Broncos were going to be pretty bad. He did say that last year. I will give him credit there. And I looked at him and I was like, whoa. But look at Roderick now. Roderick was right. So, and Jaden, who knows? Maybe the Browns will have a really good season. 14
They
wins.
won't.
14, 14 wins. I don't think so. But I could I see maybe 12? No. Can I see 11? Yes. 10? Yes. I can see that. Now, if you can all do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you all in the next video. Go Giants. We're going to beat the Vikings again in the playoffs this year.